Hi, my name's Annie Hicks. My husband and I own SeePort Optometry here in Northport, Florida. And right now we are hosting a coloring contest on our Facebook page. We have many entries from all over the United States as well. We actually have some international entries too, which is really cool. If you would like to enter the coloring contest, check out the comments on this video and I will provide a link to our Facebook page. There are several different entries for all age groups. This one right here is really geared towards elementary and preschool kids. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to teach you a little bit about the eye, some basics, while I color this in. And then so you are welcome to follow along, do the same, and then whenever you're done coloring in your picture, then you can enter it into our contest, which is great. The winners of our contest actually get to choose some free sunglasses off of our website. We have a virtual try-on tool, so you can go to our website and actually try on sunglasses in the in-view line, and whichever one you like, we'll send to you for the winners. There's more information about how to win and all that good stuff on our Facebook page, so again, go there for all additional information. Okay? All right, so let's get started. So, numero uno, number one, is the pupil. The pupil is the black part in the middle of your eye. You can actually look at anybody and see the black part of the eye, and that's called the pupil. And what the pupil does is it allows light into the eye. So whenever you go out in the sun, the pupil gets smaller because it actually protects your eye from the sun and the bright light. And then whenever you are inside in the dark, it opens up and to let as much light in as possible, and this helps you see in the dark. So have you ever walked from a bright room to a dark room and you can't see, it's like, oh, I can't see anything, and then all of a sudden your vision starts to clear up and you can see? That's because during that time, your pupil is, when it's in the light and it's like this, and then whenever you walk into the darkness, it takes a little bit of time to open up. And then once it opens up and your brain adjusts to the new light in your surroundings, then you can actually see again. So that's pretty cool. So I'm actually going to leave the pupil black because it's black. You don't need to change it to different color. All right, either. Number two is the iris. So the iris is the colored part of your eye. So whenever you look at your mom or your children or a friend and you're like, oh wow, they've got blue eyes, that's really neat. That's actually called the iris. The iris is, there's many different colors, but most people actually have the, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Most people have a brown iris. There's also blue, there's also green. Green's really neat. It's not very common, but green irises are super duper cool. So I'm going to color this one purple. I'm going to color it up here, number 2, and then down here, number 2 as well. Yeah, so the iris is actually, the iris moves with the pupil. So whenever your pupil gets smaller to let less light in, it's your iris that helps it constrict and get smaller. Pretty neat, huh? I actually have a birthmark on my iris, which is really cool. I did upload a picture of it, both a real picture taken from our super cool equipment as well as a colored picture. My iris did not form whenever I was developing. So if you actually look at my iris, you will see that it kind of looks like a cat's eye. The brown part down here, I have brown eyes obviously, the brown part down here did not form. So if you go and look at my eye actually looks like this. That's called a coloboma. It's really very neat. So not many people have it, and just kind of cool. All right, so number 3 is the sclera. The sclera you can see from the outside of your eye. It's white. I'm not going to color it because, again, it's white, so there's really no need to color it. Now, sometimes you'll notice that there can be some redness in the sclera. And that could be a couple of different reasons. It could be because your eyes are dry. You can just use some eye drops. It could be because you have allergies. Never any fun. There's eye drops for that as well. Or you can have an infection. If your eyes are itchy, crusty, plus you have that redness and everything, that could be an infection. So if they get red and they stay red and they're uncomfortable, I highly recommend that you contact your eye doctor and to see if you need some antibiotics or something to help you to clear up that infection. Okay? All right, so on to number 4, the cornea. The cornea, which is right, you can't really see it, and the reason why you can't see it is because it's clear. It's just like a windshield on the eye, okay? So it actually protects all of the stuff inside of it. The cornea is very, very important. It like I said, it's completely clear, so you won't see it. Pretty neat. So is anybody out there like Paw Patrol? My daughter Lily and my son Carter love Paw Patrol. And so whenever I see these two colors together, I think of Everest. So we've got Everest eyes on here today. Alrighty, so number 5 is the lens. So the lens is on the inside of your eye. You can't see it from the outside. And your lens actually filters light in to be able to send the information to your brain. So it's something that's really interesting. I gotta put this right here. Something that's really interesting is that the lens actually changes shapes depending on what you're looking at. So if you're looking far away, your lens kind of moves like this, and if you're looking up close, your lens kind of moves like this. Pretty cool, huh? So for some of us that can't read up close after we get to a certain age, it's the lens that doesn't move as well anymore. So we need a little bit of extra help with reading glasses or progressives. That type of thing. The lens is also what clouds over whenever someone has cataracts. So cataracts are, this lens is usually clear, and as we get older, it actually starts to cloud up. It's just the same thing as like gray hair or wrinkles. It just kind of happens. It's par for the course, if you will. So sometimes it gets so clouded that we can't see out of it. So think of, so I'll use a windshield analogy again. So think of like whenever you go and sit in your windshield, or sit in your car, and you're looking out your windshield when it's nice and clear, everything's fine, it's beautiful. But sometimes when it's cold, you get that frost on it. So that is what whenever it has that frost on it, that's kind of what it looks like whenever you're looking at cataracts, right? So you can imagine how difficult that would be to just live everyday life looking out of a frosted windshield all day. There's surgery for that, and that's a whole other set of issues. We're not even going to go into that today, but it is possible. All right, so number 6 is the retina. So the retina is on the, let me get a color. Hold on, let's see, I got purple here. How about we do this color, purple. Sorry. So the retina is on the back of your eye. Right? So it's back here, okay? And what it acts like, it's kind of like a net, is kind of what I think of it. So all of this stuff that happens on the front of the eye, all the light and everything that comes through, it gets sent back to your retina, and your retina catches it, and it processes it, and it's back there, and then and then the retina actually sends the information to the brain, which is the next part, and I'll get to in a second. So the retina is super duper important. Okay, it really is. It's if issues with the retina or that type of thing is really kind of scary actually. Well, not scary. Like I'm not trying to scare you, but it doesn't happen to very many people. But so what we always tell people that's really important that you may not know is if you feel like you are you're looking out of your vision and you see like a veil coming over your vision, like you can't see above this line here or whatever, that could be an issue with your retina. And if you see that, you need to call your eye doctor immediately because we would need to see you, dilate your eyes, see why that's happening. There are ways that you can correct that, but you know, the best chance that we have of correcting it is early intervention. So the moment that you notice the veils coming over, or spider webs, or flashes of light, or floaters, something like that, call your eye doctor and have them, and you know, go on in and have them check out what's going on, because you know, if you can get that early and fix that, that's key. Okay, so then the retina, the net, actually catches all those images, as I mentioned, and then it gets sent to your brain, and then your brain processes it, and your brain sees the images that the eye has given to it. So this right here, number 7, is called the optic nerve. So the optic nerve is kind of like a cord. It's kind of like a cord to the eye. So like a power cord for the computer or the TV, right? The power cord, when you plug it into the wall, it gives power to the TV or the computer, right? That's kind of how this acts. These days, everything's wireless, but back in my day, we had a cable cord, right? The cable cord is what you would put into the wall, and it would bring the pictures from the cable to the TV. That's what the optic nerve does for your brain and your eye. Very interesting stuff. Parents, if your children have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, maybe you could explain it to them. It makes me feel a little old, but that's okay. All right. So those are the parts of the eye. So we're going to review, okay? Number 1 is the pupil. That's the black part of your eye. That is what the light and the pictures of what's all around you actually goes through. Number 2 is the iris, and that is the colored part of your eye, brown, blue, green, that type of thing. Number 3 is the sclera, and that's the white part around your eye. Number 4 is the cornea, the windshield of your eye. It's nice and clear. It protects everything in there. Number 5 is the lens. That's on the inside. You can't see it. It is what actually adjusts. So the images and what you're looking at is transferred to the brain properly. Number 6 is the retina, and that is the net that catches all of that light and all those images and all that stuff and processes it. And then number 7 is the cord. It's the optic nerve, and that is what takes all of those images that all the rest of the eye has done and sends it to your brain. So that way, you know, like whenever you're looking at like a picture of Paw Patrol, for example, you look at it through the pupil, through the lens, the retina catches it, and then it sends that picture of the Paw Patrol through your brain, to your brain through the optic nerve. Pretty neat, huh? Now, some of us, you know, some of this stuff doesn't work right. Like, for example, like I showed you, my pupil is kind of, I call it my funky eye. And my lens is different too, so I have to wear glasses. So what these glasses do is they actually change the light that's coming into my eye so I can see well, which is really very neat. If you wear glasses, it is awesome. If you don't wear glasses, that's okay too. It's all just the way that God made us, and it's just kind of, you know, what it is. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my name on here, and I'm going to upload it to our coloring contest page. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. You can ask on my Facebook page. You can ask on this video. I actually have a blog that I just started on our website. You can ask me there. And good luck to everybody. And I hope that you guys have a good day. You're staying safe and healthy.